This is a rather uncommon and very important plant. It's called Diploclisia glaucescens. Diploclisia glaucescens. And in Kannada and Tulu, it's called Bhutana Kannu because it has those whitish fruits that look like a kind of a ghost's eye in the some light, evening light and all. This one, it is a woody climber that climbs onto huge tall trees like what is there in front here. In these moist forests, like a little old growth forest with nice canopy, usually the trees are very tall, like up to 100 feet and all. And there are specialized climbers who can go all the way right to the top of those gigantic trees and then spread themselves there, and then they flower and fruit and all. This is one of those species, and if it is in a good location, it can grow enormously with big thick stems, like a woody stems that will go up, and huge thing it will become. And leaves are also very shiny and pretty, almost round. So that is one way to identify it. See, this kind of a almost heart shape, but not so pointy heart shaped like this Tinospora, that Amrutaballi, and that some of the other plants. Anyway, I am not getting the name. So this one, it can spread very beautifully, and it does have potential as a garden plant. It is a plant of the Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats and moist deciduous forest. It needs a kind of wet, shady kind of place to really thrive and grow. Then the range is quite wide, from our Western Ghats all the way up to Burma, Indo-Malaysia, South China, maybe even up to Papua New Guinea and all. Then this one, though it's not exactly, it's not known to be a herb or anything, it has a kind of a, it produces lot of fruit, and then those fruit hang like grapes on the branches of the tree itself, and big whitish type of fruits. Though it's not very juicy or anything, nevertheless it is a very important food for these hornbills. And this bird, people, when they studied these hornbills and what they eat and all, they found that in the season of this Bhutan Kandu, the enormous amount of fruits are produced, and then these hornbills are eating them all day long throughout that fruiting season. So these hornbills have become very endangered. So many, and it's a beautiful bird. And often, what people don't realize is every creature needs to eat 3-4 times a day, all day long, and then they have to reproduce and bring up their young and all. They need steady supply of nutritious foods, what their nature has designed them for. And when we clear the forests, and then particularly these tea plantations have done a lot of damage, and this kind of Diploclisia type of plants, once they vanish, then that's an important source of food for those hornbills in that area, and that much their diet gets compromised. So these old growth forests, and then saving all these this kind of this Diploclisia glaucescens type of plants which are neither flashy nor it is very beautiful, no doubt, but they're not exactly, there's no big showy flower. You can't really, I mean, nobody notices them. In YouTube also I couldn't find a single video on this plant. Anyway, these kind of plants when they go, then that compromises the survival chance of those endemic species. And this tea plantations, normally it's a kind of an environmental desert with just those tea shrubs and some silver oak here and there, one or two. Older style coffee plantations where they have a lot of these big trees and all, they are supporting, they have these kind of woody climbers also, and therefore they are able to support bigger range of birds and all. This coffee estate, old fashioned coffee estate, nowadays lot of them are just putting silver oaks, which doesn't feed any of our Indian animals. So it is important to, one is to know which what is the name of the plant. People in the surrounding area have to realize the importance of all these so-called useless species of plants. So that's what I could gather about this Diploclisia glaucescens. The fruits and all are very high up. My camera cannot capture, so I cannot show you right now. And it's an important source of food for the hornbills and some other bigger creatures, bats and all probably.